he says things, he doesn't even know what he's saying is like fruity. You know what I'm saying? Like, he said something fabulous and he goes, but me and you, we ain't party. Like, we need to party. What is he talking about? That's the kind of stuff that when people say that to me, I get a little uncomfortable. I get uncomfortable. Like, he said something to me one time, a long time ago. At Chris Lighty's wedding, he told me he'd take me shopping. I looked at him like, what the f***?
You're paying with the consequences.
Absolutely. Yeah. And people don't understand that. Like, it's weird to me when I watch, like, you know, folks that have the YouTube shows and, you know, the podcasts, you know, the streamers, whoever it is, and they really think that there's such thing as going too far or telling somebody how to react. Like, you have to know every single time you say something, there's going to be a consequence. That consequence isn't always violence. That consequence might be a lawsuit. You know, that consequence might be somebody reporting your page, getting your page taken out, whatever it is.
True.
That just lets you know that free speech.
Other people say that Diddy was a Fed himself, that he was on their payroll. Do you think that's a possibility?
So if there's smoke, there's fire, P. I've very rarely seen any straight dudes in this industry, man. All weirdo. I don't want to be the only straight.
The controversy began with an unexpected headline. Kevin Hart was linked to a leaked private exchange involving Diddy, and the attention exploded after 50 Cent pushed the story into the public eye. Soon after, an old interview with Charlemagne resurfaced, reopening long-running rumors, jokes, and subtle accusations surrounding Kevin. Behind the comedy, the situation revealed an entertainer who has long understood the unspoken rules of masculinity and power in Hollywood. Once again, Kevin was reminded that jokes never truly disappear. Someone always saves them. The message is clear: fame never forgets. Even the moments you once thought were harmless can return when you least expect them.
I don't want my shot to even, I don't want it to come close to the bed at all. Usher look like he fresh off a goddamn plane. Fresh off the garden stage. That's my brother right here from day one. We used to wake up and, pause, but like, check this out. Back in the days when he was like 10 and I was a little bit older, his older brother, we used to fight over the Frosted Flakes, you know?
The second shock came from an awkward clip. It showed Kevin refusing to sit on Diddy's bed during what appeared to be a playful but uncomfortable moment. Taken out of context, the video quickly reignited rumors that Hollywood friendships often blur the line between real brotherhood and staged intimacy. The clip didn't resurface by accident. It added fuel to an already growing fire. And it raised an important question. When private moments turn into public spectacle, who really controls the story?
The assessment is going to be correct. So what I've learned is whenever you see a gentleman like this from affluence and power, whenever they have an addiction to MDMA or the drug ecstasy, they call it the love drug. So he's been doing this drug for over 20 years. So that's going to lead his view skewed when it comes to activity. I believe it's helped turn him into a deviant. And, you know, what type of man wants to see another man urinate in his wife's mouth? I feel like it's evil. I think his behavior is egregious. And, you know, I have a history of using very heinous acts on people like this who participate in this type of lascivious acts.
As we're talking, Cassie Ventura, who was his longtime girlfriend, is one of the two people who the feds have brought this case with. She says that Combs would bash on my head, knock me over, drag me, kick me. Asked how often, she replied, too frequently. She says she didn't want to participate in the freak-offs, as he called them, but she did so because she loved him very much and wanted to make him happy. She told the jury she was scared of what he would do if she said no. Physical violence from Combs, she said, was always on the back of her mind. He wanted to control every aspect of her life, from how she looked to her work. And when he couldn't reach her immediately, he and his employees would call her incessantly or come and find her in person. So she's building a picture of a violent control freak. Is that a picture that you recognize of what you know about this?
Right. So definitely, these are traits that I recognize. In the field that I work in, whenever we get a call for a retrieval and a family is concerned about a loved one, those same characteristics that this woman listed is the same things that streetwalkers will list about their boyfriend, which is actually their pimp and panderer. That's why I have an affinity for people who are survivors of this type of nonsense and oppression. And this sounds familiar. You know, along this path, I've been poisoned 3 times. My toxicology report showed cyanide. And, you know, cyanide metabolizes into pneumonia in your body. So I've had pneumonia on 3 occasions.
Then came the Frosted Flake story. Diddy recalled childhood wrestling over cereal, a memory meant to be harmless and nostalgic. But in the current climate, it was framed differently. Online audiences grabbed the moment and twisted it into something suggestive, showing how quickly innocence can be turned into scandal. It exposed how easily reputations can change when algorithms take control. The message was hard to ignore. In today's era, even childhood memories can be used as weapons.
The whole thing, shout out to Keisha in Kansas City. She sent me the whole documentation, bruh. And, you know, the whole court thing. And when I'm reading the stuff, you know, it sound a lot of it sound familiar. You understand? And what I mean sound familiar, how he would get other girls and get girls to try to, you know, convince this guy, you know, or put him in a sexual situation with other girls so he could do whatever he wanted to do with them. And it's just like the situation somewhat with Sarah and her girlfriend and him and Ja. You know what I'm saying? Bringing girls on to try to convince this other guy to be in a room with another naked man and all this other bullshit. Yo, it all sound familiar, man. I read the whole thing, man, and it was crazy.
And for the people that don't know what you're talking about, because the lawsuit is new, so, you know, some people still catching up with it. Little Rod, he alleges that, you know, Young Miami cousin tried to have sex with him in front of Diddy.
Yeah, he went into the bathroom, and then she came into the bathroom and tried to, you know, throw herself on him. He didn't want to have nothing to do with her for whatever reason. And then when he came out the bathroom, she continued to try to do that and try to have, wanted him to have sex in front of Diddy and the rest of the people that was in there. You know, that's how they do, man. They try to use a girl that you might like, or you may think you might like, or they think you might like her or whatever, to convince you to lay down your guards with them. And he didn't.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. And you're not surprised by none of this, because you said that Ja Rule, they did this to him, right?
No, remember, and people got it confused when I said that Ja and him was in the room with 2 girls, with Sarah and Sarah's girlfriend. You understand? He was trying to get Ja to go at Jay-Z. So what he did was try to get another girl, you understand, to do something with Ja. I guess, I don't know, they in the room together. So when they, in that thing, I know what he was planning on doing because I heard the conversation. I knew what was going on. He was trying to get at Ja, so if he had got Ja in any kind of uncompromising position, he could force Ja to go at Jay-Z. So that's just a thing that they use. Lil Rod, he get him in a sexual position and a sexual situation with some kind of girl, and then maybe get him high, get him drunk, or whatever like that. He don't know what he's doing. One of the guys step in, and now he doing Lil Rod. Now Lil Rod all messed up in the mind because he started off with a girl, but now he end up with a guy. He trying to put him in some kind of situation like that. They do that all the time in the industry.
So Diddy got a history of doing that. One thing I did see in this lawsuit, you know, Little Rod, he alleges that, you know, Diddy's son Justin was helping Diddy, you know, get underage girls. And I guess he was bringing them to parties. You know anything about that?
I think Justin is the boy that could do it, if anybody. Him or either Quincy. You understand? Justin is a pretty boy. You understand? He look young. He around that age, what he about 25, 26 years old? So I don't know about underage, you know, but it's a possibility because you know those girls 16, 15 years old, they gonna like that light skin, that curly hair. You understand? Man, listen here. We got girls that's, what you call them,
video vixens, and I ain't gonna mention no names because I don't want to hear it. They say they were sneaking into parties at 15 and 16 years old. So why you think 15 and 16-year-olds ain't sneaking in the Diddy party? So Lil Rod, if he having conversations with him, he may say, yo, how old are you or something like that? Somebody say, I'm like 16, I'm 15. Somebody had to tell him their age for him to know. Who you came here with? I came here with Justin. So what did that say?
Yeah, I mean, that's a good point. And looking at this lawsuit, right, Lil Rod, he alleges that, you know, Diddy promised him a Grammy if he participated in homosexual activity.
I read that, man. You understand? And what kind of power do...
The fourth spark came from Diddy's intoxicated rambling on Drink Champs. A strange line, once brushed off as drunken talk, was pulled from the archives. Critics didn't forget, and neither did the internet. When the clip resurfaced, it seemed almost timed, adding more pressure to Kevin's situation. What once sounded like careless humor now felt different under intense scrutiny, almost like coded admissions. It served as a chilling reminder: nothing collapses faster than denial when old receipts come back into view.
Different. And that little deeper, I was like, almost like, no, that's you, young buck.
Yo,
I almost felt like it was him. I almost knew who it was. You know what I mean? I was like, nah, that's buck.
Yo, you can't say that dudes are having to other dudes, bro. The internet might come for you.
Yeah, you can say sweet love.
Yeah, I'm about to say make sweet love.
That's young buck breaking right there.
Make sweet love.
There's rules to rap beef now, bro.
Not in your day. Well, I'm saying, like, God, man,
good.
why is your homeboy so close to you when you come out of that? Look like you guys just made sweet love. I'm gonna say sweet love instead of anything that says.
To me, that's better because they're gonna try to make it something else. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that was smart. Like, I didn't think about that. I say things that are borderline, like, I'm like, oh my God, you're in trouble.
You?
Like, all the time. Because I just say.
Nah, but you got close when he offered to take you shopping.
Yeah, you see, Meek is in the same shirt. He's out there in the same shirt. This is not Photoshop.
Shit.
This is really happening. I'm just saying to you. No, stop. Stop it, man. You set that up. Look, you set that up. He's in the same shirt.
What do you mean he's in the same shirt?
Obviously was not offended by what I was offended by. This is what I'm saying, bro. I'm like, nah, it was odd. Like, this is some of the things that people say, like, girls, guys may say to a girl, like, let me take a shot. See?
Damn.
They found it that quick.
What do you think is happening in the middle?
I don't know what is going on.
Wow, they
like
found Kendrick and Wifey.
You can't dress up Kendrick like that. Oh, you can't dress him up like that.
No, it's jokes.
That's like the White Chicks movie, bro. You can't do that.
Yeah, that was comedy. That was good.
Yeah, but that
get away with Wifey.
That's obviously doing shopping. They got the same outfit.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, that's a nice shirt. That's a nice shirt.
All right, so when he said the shopping line in real life, what did you say?
I said, let me get away from him. Because he was like, yo, you hot now. Now we gotta hang out now. Like, hang out.
Yeah.
He said, I don't know, maybe I take you shopping and I get you some flash and you can give me the hood shit. And I was looking and I was like, let me just move away from him because I'm gonna mess up the wedding. I always say to myself,
it was someone's wedding?
It was Chris Lighty's wedding. It was in Miami. Nori's there. Nori knows this. And I looked at him like, yo. You heard what he...
Kevin eventually responded through short interview clips and live sessions on social media. He admitted that he should have been more careful with his words, even in private moments. A career built on humor suddenly ran into a situation that could not be joked away. His honesty helped to some extent, but the reaction was still harsh. The message was clear: even the most self-aware comedians cannot escape a narrative once it is shaped by millions of voices.
They also revealed that they got photos and videos of Diddy.
When they did that raid, you understand? What they did was, prior to the raid, they reviewed that civil lawsuit. And that civil lawsuit told, Cassie's civil lawsuit was Lil Rod had already did it. Lil Rod hadn't did his yet, did he? Did Lil Rod do his lawsuit before the raid or after the raid?
Oh, before.
Yeah, so what they did was they reviewed both of those civil lawsuits. and found that there was some criminal activity in those lawsuits. We spoke that on Art of Dialogue. We spoke about that on your show. I said if they really wanted him, all they had to do was review those civil lawsuits. And once they find the criminal activity in those, they could bring him in. Now, did the Federal Bureau of Investigation in Miami do it? No, they didn't. Did California do it? No, they did not. The Southern District of New York, they took it upon themselves and put on that raid and everything based on the information they found in Cassie lawsuit and the information they found in Little Rod lawsuit. But all this is bigger than Diddy. It's bigger than Diddy, bro. Cause you know who else they was doing investigation on during that whole time period? It was the mayor and the politicians in New York City. They turn around and give him the key to the city. All the mayor people that he brought on here in New York City are all resigning. They all resigning. People ain't gonna tie this together, but if you look at it, you have to say, because of Mayor Adams and his relationship with Diddy, it brought on the Southern District of New York to start investigating Diddy on civil lawsuits that was put against him. Because the feds is going after all these politicians in New York City.
Yeah, the feds revealed that, anybody that, participated in any, criminal behavior at his freak-offs, they're going to pursue.
Listen here. The mayor here take like 15 spoons of sugar in his coffee. So it's all a possibility.
Do you think there's any celebrities on them tapes?
Bro, he gave celebrity parties. So what you think? I think they're not telling the whole truth, is that because of the situation in Miami and the situation in California, and they closed the clubs like 2 a.m., 3 a.m. or something like that, that Justin and Christian was bringing big vans of girls and people back to the mansion and giving parties and stuff like that. And a lot of those stuff were their parties. A lot of that shit was their parties. They wasn't always Puff parties. It was his son's parties.
Good point. They said some of these freak-offs will last for days.
That's where they're gonna get him on trafficking things. Especially like if he was traveling and doing it. That's where the trafficking come at. That you hiring workers to come and have your girl.
Support came from Kevin's inner circle. The Rock spoke out in his favor, and Diddy claimed their friendship was still strong. But their public responses suggested something deeper, an industry on edge, afraid of what might be exposed next. The mix of silence, denial, and deflection pointed to growing cracks beneath the surface. It left the public asking a hard question. In Hollywood, does loyalty last only until the next leak?
That's some Hollywood that I don't even know, bro. That's crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy. But they also claiming that, Diddy, he'll give ecstasy to his victims to keep them obedient.
Then they have to bring those witnesses in there. That's going to be something hard to prove. Unless Lil Rob or Cassie state that was something that happened. That's how the prosecutor's going to prove that. They got a ton of evidence that they got to try to prove, bro. A lot of that if you read it, it could be circumstantial. You know what I'm saying? But they got to have witness to back it up. You just can't say that happened. based on somebody lawsuit and what the words that they're saying. They have to have witnesses in there. And I think Puff lawyers is going to be smart enough to attack that.
Right. And they claiming that Diddy, he was blackmailing his victims because he had videos from old freak-offs and he was using those videos to get his victims to do it. So,
if he was blackmailing people, especially people that work for him, see, this is what it's going to get him at. See, people think that, those people work for him, or those people, if they was artists, and they worked for him, or they were engineers, or they anybody that worked for them and stuff like that, your boss cannot blackmail you to do nothing. If you do a sex act or you doing anything, your boss, if he have you doing those things like that, then he could be liable for suit. Because you're not doing it willingly. Because that individual is your boss. So psychologically, you know what I'm saying? I don't care what nobody say, that when somebody has something over you, to determine your job, your career, your livelihood, that's somewhat of a blackmail if they holding stuff that they've done, that you've done in the past, over your head to make you continually doing that stuff. Now, that's where he loses at. Cause some of those people work for him, or he was a part of doing something. They was part of doing something for their career with him. That's why he loses that case.
Shit, made that right. My homeboy Wayne came back in there talking about Biggie dead. Like, what? Biggie's dead. Shit, and the police came and they escorted everybody out. Most scenes like that, they lock that shit down. Put yellow tape everywhere and interview everybody. You know what I'm saying? They was waving people up out of there. Then Sergeant Reynolds, that same crooked ass bitch, Compton police, he pulled over a nephew and talked about, y'all killed Biggie too. You know what I'm saying? That's bullshit. He started all that rumor. Then they was feeding the FBI that bullshit, the people from downtown, Compton police, Suge friends. You know what I'm saying? That shit's dirty, man. That was some dirty shit he was doing, you know what I'm saying? He should have never involved the police. If you want to keep it gangster, hood against hood, homie. Don't fucking bring the police, your police friends into this. You know what I'm saying? That's wrong, man.
Hey, do you know Poochie?
Poochie, the one that they supposed to get did Biggie?
Yeah.
I heard about it. I read a book about that. I didn't know him.
How you feel about Reggie Wright and Mob James saying he was the one behind Biggie though?
The whole city saying that.
So I want to backtrack a little. The day before Biggie got killed, if I'm not mistaken, Biggie and Puffy threw a basketball game, right?
It was a celebrity basketball game. They didn't throw it. They just participated in it.
Oh, okay. Tell me about that.
What's that little ugly broad name? What's her name? Miss Yelly, that's the first day I met her.
Oh, for real?
She was a little ugly thing back then, boy. Fat.
Yeah. Oh, man. So tell me about that game, man.
Oh, they just did the basketball game and woo. And the dude, Dash, was there. Snoop came over there, shook our hand, and he was like pouting like a little. My little homeboy, he had that thing on. He was like, man, you want me this? I noodle with. I said, you want me too? I'm like, no, leave that little alone.
So Snoop and Dash was at the game?
Snoop, Dash, Erupt, the whole little crew. And this little off-brand Crip acting a goddamn fool. I'm like, man. My little homeboy like, yeah, you big homie, you want me to noodle his ass? I'm like, no, leave that little alone. You know what I'm saying? Dash.
Then the conversation shifted to street voices and podcast commentators, who began breaking down Meek Mill's past interactions with Diddy. Their raw honesty stood in sharp contrast to the careful, polished statements from celebrities. They spoke about how being close to power can blur boundaries, change people, and hide the truth. Their message was harsh but clear, The streets remember everything, and they don't forgive easily.
See what happens. You know, see if he admits, you know, if he actually comes forward. I mean, it could be, I mean, the list of celebrities and people who were talked about, if Diddy tells all, I mean, it could be crazy.
I see you said I mentioned Justin Bieber. You ain't say I mentioned Kevin Hart.
Okay. Well, what's going on with Kevin Hart?
I don't know, man.
Oh,
you know, the internet is going wild on him, saying that he was a curator and a narrator of one of the Diddy parties and got caught on tape. You didn't hear that?
Wow. I didn't hear that one. No.
That must be one of your favorite. That must be one of your favorite comedians, then. Cause you didn't hear that?
That was cool.
Huh?
I didn't hear it.
Get out of here.
It was cool, but I didn't hear that one. I must have missed it, man. I think I caught most of them.
I think he almost fell in the tub with one of the girls. Diddy had some girls in the tub, a tub of baby oil or something like that, and he almost fell in the tub. It was crazy.
You know, he would be one of the celebrities that I definitely wouldn't think would be involved in anything illegal, for sure.
But you gotta realize this, man. People who get caught up in certain those things like that, those parties and things like that, is that they don't go there looking for that stuff. You gotta understand, they get caught up in the moment with the alcohol, the drugs, and then certain bottles that are laced with certain things that take you away from your normal self. And you end up probably doing something that you probably never do again in your life. You never get caught up in those things ever before. There are a lot of celebrities that go to these parties like this. And they not only Diddy parties. I went to a party before and You Can't Handle the Truth and King Kong Ain't Got Nothing on Me was at one of those parties. I was bodyguarding one of the girls. So what I'm saying is that it's rampant, and this was years ago. This was over 20 years ago. It's rampant in the music industry. It's rampant in Hollywood, film, pictures, and anything.
Well, Gene Deal, man, I really appreciate you taking the time.
Hey, Cam, can I plug my books, man, on your show?
For sure.
All right, I got these two books out. The first one is My World of Bodyguard and a Hip Hop Star. The beginning of my life up until the time in which the Notorious Biggs died. It got stories in here about rap beefs. It got stories in here about any and everything coming through from St. Louis to New York City. It's got different entrepreneurs here in New York City and everything. Then the second one is Life After Death When Bodyguard and a Hip Hop Star. It has the night that Big died, everything that you want to know. Stories about Pun, Big L, Fat Joe, every and anything. You know what I'm saying? It also have The Crew's The Same Gang in it, and Slick and the Family. You can also, I'm the first person that ever did this. I put a QR code in here, right? Where you can go directly to some pictures that's not in the book, because they were gonna charge me extra to put the pictures in the book. So I did it the slick way.
You outsmarted them and just put a QR code.
Yes, sir. Cam, thank you. I appreciate you, bro.
Thank you, man. I appreciate you.
The harshest moment came from a whistleblower who accused Diddy and hinted at deeper layers of manipulation and hidden power. They challenged past denials, compared the situation to dark movie-like patterns, and warned that more lies could soon be exposed. Whether exaggerated or not, their claims deepen the feeling that Hollywood's image is starting to crack. The message was clear: when insiders speak, even partial truths can bring down empires. And when 50 Cent finally broke his silence, it became obvious he wasn't just reacting, he was driving the conversation. His response turned speculation into public debate, friendships into rivalries, and rumors into investigation.